I wish I did cocaine before watching Silent Hill, because that would have been very interesting. Because the movie was already interesting.
You walked out of it surprisingly not mad.
I enjoyed it.
Wow.
I flat out enjoyed this movie. So Silent Hill came out in 2006. It is it's a horror movie based on the video game series. Yep. Directed by Christoph Gans and written by Roger Avery, based on the series by Konami.
Remember that, written by Roger. Continue. I have a point about it.
Okay.
Summarize the story.
Interesting. So we meet a mom. Mom's got a kid. It's an adopted kid. It's not her kid.
Yep.
I mean, it is her kid.
Yep.
Kid has nightmares and shit. Kid's all fucking woogity woo.
Yep.
So she's like, we should go to like a magic witch doctor or something. And then they get in the car. And then they go up the Silent Hill.
Yep. They see the sign for Silent Hill and they're like, holy shit, that's what you've been dreaming about, is the Silent Hill. We should go see the Silent Hill.
Yep. And then a lot of weird shit happens. They get separated. Time and space become weird and relative, and geometry. They do the Inception shit before Inception happened, where the shit folds in on itself and stuff. So we follow Rose, the mom, for the majority of it, as well as a cop who randomly stops her because she thinks she's stealing the kid. And they try to find the kid because the kid is lost. And then it turns out
that kid is actually her own grandma.
What?
The kid is like one of 3 different versions through time and space and shit.
No.
Yes.
No.
She was like, holy shit, that's my kid. No, that's my kid.
No,
And actually, she's the demon lady.
No, I will explain it better than you because you're dumb. So there's this weird, in Silent Hill, before I guess shit got weird, there were a bunch of really dope-ass, weird loser Christians, basically. Very sketchy, probably racist. Very sexist. And then
Sounds like Mormons.
True. I bet they do have the special undies. They got mad at a woman who had a kid. I'm assuming the kid was out of wedlock. They were like, this is a demon child! But we have like no confirmation of that.
Yep.
That mom is the crazy old lady in the movie, who's just like damned to be the crazy lady of the town.
Yep.
And then the kid of the maybe demon offspring was yeeted out the window to go be adopted. Yep. And then got picked up by Rose.
Yes.
So through however adoption works. I don't know. I was adopted, but I wouldn't know.
But the same child actor played the roles.
Yes. But the child also played the demon. Yes. That is okay. So you were kind of right. Fuck you. The demon creature thing takes the form of the child, mostly probably for cost cutting. So the biological mom definitely was doing some weird shit and probably fucked a demon or whatever. Honestly, who hasn't done that? Like, that's a classic Hellboy story. Like, whatever. Who cares? So she like kind of possesses the kid because of the connection and whatever, and then most of the movie, like the first half of the movie is like mysterious, the town is creepy and there's weird stuff going on, and then the second half is like a barbed wire kaiju.
Yep. Which
was a fucking bop. This movie is surprisingly violent.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed. A lot of the practical effects were really good.
The story
is almost incoherent.
Originally had all women, no men, and they brought it to the studio, and the studio said there's no men, and threw it back. So the guy in charge said, all right, fuck it, we'll bring in Sean Bean, and he'll be the dad in the beginning minute and then the last minute.
Yeah, just having his B plot on the outside, that does nothing.
And then the studio said, we need more men. So they had Sean Bean kind of bounce in and out a little bit through the movie, but his side story does not make any sense.
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't add anything to the story. It should have been all women.
I love things that are all women.
And it was written by Roger somebody. So impressive. It wasn't a woman writing only woman things.
True.
Very good.
Yeah. So like the twists are interesting, but they're so not either seeded well through the story or explained well. It's really exposition heavy, which it turns my brain off, especially in a horror movie.
Yep.
But like the general plot outline kind of fucking slaps, actually.
It feels like it needed less screwing with, but also like a little bit more focus, a little bit more like here's where this plot point is actually going. Yeah, like, a little more follow through.
Yeah, removed a bit of the studio doing whatever, and then like another couple of drafts to kind of file it down. Another criticism that does go along with that is the runtime is a bit long, and there are some slow segments.
Yep.
And the end boss fight goes on for a while.
That's when I fell asleep.
Yeah, you were a bit sleepy.
I made it through most of the movie, but then the razor wire kaiju exploded and was razor wiring everything. I go nap.
Yeah.
And I woke up and people were sawed in half, and it was the end of the movie.
Yeah. Pyramid Head is in here.
For no reason but to sell tickets.
I don't even know why that character means anything to Silent Hill. I have no context, so you would assume he's like a primary antagonist or something, but he's just here.
I think he's just a monster type in the second game.
He's just popular or something. He's like the image of the games.
I think it's important to the plot of the second game, but like he's not a common enemy. He's just like one of the big bads, and he's unkillable, so he's scary.
Weird.
Because he's always chasing you with the big anime sword.
True. Yeah. A lot of the chase sequences were done really well. The amount of like either miniatures or like set extension and like sound stages they did for this was insane.
A lot.
It's very
like 170 or something different sets.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
The movie has drip, if nothing else. It has a distinct visual style, which sometimes is a little much and sometimes it clashes with itself. I would say the final kaiju barbed wire fight is where that actually kind of falls apart. Despite that being a great fucking thing, it kind of screws with a lot of the other visual styles in the movie because it's a lot of not super great 2006 CGI all over the place. Still looks good. I mean,
loved how heavily foggy the Silent Hill was.
It does indeed seem like a place that exists nowhere and everywhere.
Yeah. Very good.
It was really cool. The performances were all fine. None of them really stood out that much for me. They're just
the cop was kind of annoying, but I think it was poor writing and not necessarily performance.
Yeah, there was a lot of rough dialogue. Not abysmal, but it was just very exposition heavy. Could definitely be simmered down.
The mom, Rose, I think was more of a performance failure a little bit, but still not like the worst thing ever. Definitely not like typical horror movie bad.
No. The kid did surprisingly well, I guess, especially for being in so much makeup and in different stages and stuff.
And I read a bunch of behind the scenes of like the mom actor was trying to change lines and the kid actor was like, no, you stupid, that removes like the biblical meaning to this line. I have to say it that way. Yeah. What are you doing?
There is also a lot of pretty well thought out symbology here. Like it's a horror movie with a cult in it, so it's already like bastardizing stuff, but like it's pretty coherent in that sense.
Silent Hill is all about trauma, and that's where the enemies are coming from, and all of that, the world building. So there's a lot of symbology in the series. And
you see it's a woman on the bed who looks like Jesus with the barbed wire, and then she rapes a person with the barbed wire. It gets really over the top sometimes.
But anyway, the child actor played three different roles and did it well, and like seemingly understood the story very much. So better than us.
True. Yeah. I don't know. Like this. So in terms of video game movies, it ended up for me. One, I would watch this again sober.
Top of the second third, I would think. If I cut my list into thirds, it'd be lower 1/3, upper.
Yes,
2/3.
That's about where I have it. It is under Detective Pikachu and above the 4th animated Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And that's above Sonic 2.
Sounds right.
So yeah, right about
Yep.
Really, really messy, but like bro had the passion behind it and it had the sauce.
Yeah.
It just needed
polish.
Yeah, it just needed some work on it, honestly. Like no like half-assery here. Holy shit.
And we watched it for free on Tubi, I think. Something like that.
I don't know. Somewhere.
One of the freaking spam but you watch movies for free websites.
Yeah. And then apparently, just as a cool note, we talked about this like a year ago, I think, when it was announced. The director is actually returning for a delay. So there was a sequel. It was Silent Hill Revelation 3D in like 2013. As far as I know, it has no connection to this one, and it's a bit like abysmal.
Yeah, it's bad.
But he had no involvement in that one. But the director for this first movie, and I think maybe the writer, are coming back to do like a half reboot / sequel that apparently follows the plot of, I think, Silent Hill 2 more directly. So especially now that he's had more experience and like gotten feedback and developed and stuff, and we have better technology.
Oh, actually, this movie made a profit too, so that was exciting.
Yeah. So like that, I'm actually very interested in.
Yeah,
like,
I'm excited for that.
Like when that happens in next year, the year after, like the theater, let's go.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Like that's like a nice like 20-year long. Finally, I could try it again. Like that's gotta be cool. Like personal, like even professionally, like basically getting a second shot.
That'd be like getting a Sam Raimi 4 Spider-Man 4.
Don't even get me started on that. Overall, enjoyable. Some good gore, some good effects, just a little muddled.
Got the spirit.
It does indeed got the spirit. He's just a little confused.